Hey folks, Jim from the Rewind, and I'm here to review the new HBO film Game Change. The film follows John McCain's presidential campaign of 2008. McCain and his team, headed by campaign strategist Steve Schmidt, are struggling to compete with Obama's charisma and edge in a time where the Republican Party had to distance themselves from the Bush administration. The game of politics has changed. They don't need a politician. Americans need, or at least want, a movie star who can give the appearance that he or she is one of them. With Senator Joe Lieberman of the Democratic Party as a running mate, the country would stand a good chance at reform. McCain's team feels that the best course of action is not to lose the Republican vote, which this decision could cause. They need someone of strong conservative views, and one that is preferably a woman. Though their research is not entirely thorough, they come across the governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin. She's everything they need, or so they think. After making a strong impression at the 2008 Republican National Convention, giving her acceptance speech, things head south when past controversies come into play, such as Troopergate. Matters get worse when it's made apparent how little she knows of domestic and foreign policies. This is shown through several interviews, most notably her interview with Katie Couric. With Palin homesick, unprepared, overwhelmed, and arguably unbalanced, Schmidt has to find a way to turn this problem around. I encourage anyone who watches Game Change to go in with an open mind, regardless of whatever you think of Sarah Palin, whether you're for or against her. This film isn't necessarily to smear her, as it shows how the game of politics has changed, hence the title. In some regards, the only one to blame is McCain and his team. Their background check on Palin was only within a few days as opposed to a few weeks. It was a risky gamble, but it was one they were willing to take. Writer Danny Strong has written a script that avoids superficial characterizations, and it never feels like it's just conveying a history lesson. After all, we were all there, so why bother making the film? Strong answers that question by addressing the importance of media within politics. Palin's story is just a tool to get that across. Schmidt says no news story lasts more than 48 hours. To a certain extent that's true, but even a comeback is unlikely to mask negative publicity. Schmidt didn't count on such things as YouTube, with Palin's missteps being played repeatedly in a cycle. Strong nicely allows the supporting actors to do plenty. Ed Harris is sympathetic and frustrated as McCain. He wrongly distanced himself from Palin in need of help, allowing his loyal team to handle the situation, but he also feels ashamed for his negative smear campaign towards Obama. There's Ron Livingston as Mark Wallace, a senior advisor, who has mildly more success with Palin than his wife, Nicole Wallace, another senior advisor, trying her best, played by the scene-stealing Paula Paulson. As Palin's greatest supporter for her screen presence, campaign manager Rick Davis, played by Peter McNicol, is the one who found Palin in the first place, trying to justify his support. Another senior advisor and speechwriter, Mark Salter, played by Jamie Sheridan, as a friend, advises to McCain that Palin will be seen as a self-serving political maneuver that will cost McCain not only the election, but also his reputation. Director Jay Roach, known for directing several comedies along with HBO film Recount, recalling the 2000 presidential election, brings his knack for comedy. None of the humor is as broad as Tina Fey's hilarious impersonation, but it brings to light Palin's unique camera persona that made many relate to her. However, the film belongs to both Julianne Moore as Palin and Woody Harrelson as Schmidt. Hesitant at first to partake in the campaign, Schmidt becomes desperate and determined to keep McCain afloat and use the media to his advantage. Try as he might with the country at a financial crisis, he couldn't keep an eye on Palin, and he couldn't see her ego becoming a problem. At one point he tells McCain, "I can't control her anymore, sir." Raising money in this campaign and becoming its star, Palin's emotions have varied over the months. From insecure to mentally unbalanced, Palin recovers well, abusing her powers and letting her fame get to her head, becoming nearly impossible to work with. Moore's depiction is without question fair. She embodies the hockey mom, loving, missing, and defending her family. Some of her hiccups are solely responsible on her, but she is a victim of her creators. They unleashed her makeup and all with her completely unprepared. They wanted a star, and who could blame them? When Schmidt says he's sorry for suggesting her, McCain replies, "Don't be. Fuck 'em. What were we supposed to do?" And he's right. Game Change will be on HBO throughout the month. I highly recommend it. That's it for the Rewind. Have a good day, folks. Until next time.